What's up, everyone? It's Dakota, and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering video. And this is not Magic Online. This is not a real deck list. I'll be honest. This is a pile of Magic cards, that is for sure. And why exactly am I showing you a pile of Magic cards on a client that isn't even Magic Online? Well, I have a new series that I wanted to start. I've seen a lot of people in other card games just because I like to dabble in things like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and things like that. And I mean, not really necessarily play it. I don't think I'll ever get in that deep to playing them, but I do enjoy, the content creators and stuff over in that space. And I always see kind of these challenge runs and stuff. For a brief moment, we had kind of these speed runs and stuff like that, where people were playing the Deep Cavern Bat and whatever, and getting to put those cards in their deck and see how fast they can end up winning a game of Magic. And that was pretty cool. And after that, I really haven't seen very many people doing any sort of challenges or anything like that. And you see people brewing, and I guess you can call that a challenge of its own. But I wanted to do something that was, particularly brutal, that would kind of fall into that space where it could be kind of fun. And I think we, might have landed on, a thing that we can do with a rule set that I can be comfortable with, and at least make it challenging, but also not basically impossible, even though it is definitely a lot harder than I expected it to be. So we have the Magic the Gathering Arena Hardcore Challenge. It's a working title. We'll hopefully come up with a better name. Maybe we won't. I don't know. I'll probably be lazy and just keep it as the Hardcore Challenge and stuff. But essentially, with this Hardcore Challenge, we gave ourselves 10 packs of Outlaws of Thunder Junction. And we decided, then we were going to make a 60-card deck and play a best of one ranked and see how far that we can climb up the ladder throughout each season. Some of the rules and things that we have, we have to open the card either in our 10 packs, or every time we get a win, we get to open up a single pack. If we open up a wild card in a pack, say we open a pack of Outlaws of Thunder Junction, and we get a rare wild card, I cannot use that rare wild card to then go make a copy of a Surveil land in Murders of Karlov Manor. I have to keep that wild card in the Outlaws of Thunder Junction set. So if we want to open up, any of the cards from, or play with any of the cards from something like Murders of Karlov Manor, from the Eldraine set, we have to open up those packs, and if we want specific cards from them, we have to open up wild cards while opening up those packs. Any wild cards that we get from opening up so many packs, or we are not going to use. And any rewards and stuff that we get at the end of season, we will end up adding to our pool just to make this not completely impossible. Just because I think, we are getting a reward kind of, hopefully for playing well at points. So kind of hoping that we can, get some good rewards and things like that. The coins and stuff aren't really going to matter too much. We're just going to focus on the packs and everything like that. We're not going to use any coins that we get through doing challenges or whatever to be able to open packs and stuff like that. That could be kind of your own stipulation, but I want this to be as hard as possible, again, without being impossible. And of course, I know that there's other ways we could do it. We could just open up 10 packs, that's it, and then we have to try and win with that through every season. That could definitely be its own thing. But again, I want there to be kind of improvement. I don't want it to be so impossible that, we just absolutely cannot win any games unless we're playing against someone who's playing absolute jank, and then they're missing their land drops and stuff like that. We have won a few games. I did initially record a video for this, and, I had every intention on kind of posting it and, showing off some of the other things, but my files got corrupted. So I have kind of this deck. I remember mostly what we opened, and we did play a little bit because I was 0-7, 0-8. And I was like, all right, well, this is going to suck to kind of upload because then people are going to tell me that this kind of sucks. So I went and I kept playing. I've been playing for quite a bit. I play, a handful of matches every other day. So I've probably played somewhere between 20 and 30 games with this deck, and I actually got a few wins. Well, we got 5 wins, so I ended up giving myself 5 packs to kind of open and upgrade our deck. So some of the notable from the first 10 packs that we opened, we got a Mythic Wild card, which allowed us to redeem it for Gissa the Hellraiser. which works really well with the fact that we have a lot of crime committing cards that we opened up. We had Hell to Pay, that was one of our rares that we opened that ended up being pretty good. We have Forsaken Miner. When we commit crimes, we can bring it back to the battlefield. Synergizes, with the one copy of like Highway Robbery. This also allows us to be kind of aggressive and be able to attack, maybe trade off with some 2 toughness things, play one of our deserts and then get it back for a black mana. We have things like Nizumi Link Breaker, which is it is an outlaw, or whatever, an outlaw. So it combos with Vial Smasher, and when it dies, we end up getting a 1/1, which also will then trigger Vial Smasher and pairs well with Eartha Joe and being able to double up its activated abilities. Explosive Derailment is a really good common, getting to deal 4 damage for 3 mana at instant speed. It's going to be pretty good for us. Again, also commits crimes. Lava Spur Boots has been pretty decent, like when, playing some of these other cards, especially like Stingerback Terror, which is a card that we got to open up in one of the packs that we ended up winning with, in a pack that we ended up winning. Hell to Pay was a card that we opened up in our packs, our initial 10, which deals X damage to target creature and creates a number of tapped treasure tokens, which does synergize with Magda decently to eventually make some 4/4s, where if we can just make a treasure every turn, we're going to go like every turn and a half, we're going to be able to make a 4/4 on top of whatever we're going to do, like killing our opponent's things, just playing land drops, etc. It's also why we're playing 2 gold pan. Giving a creature +1/+1 has not been nothing. And getting to make a treasure token as well kind of ramps us and fixes our mana for, things like Jolene, where we can also sacrifice those treasure tokens to deal damage. We kind of have like this little, every turn we can like ping our opponent with Jolene. We sacrifice a treasure for 2 mana and then deal damage to any target, which is going to then commit a crime, which is going to trigger our Magda to then make a treasure token. Of course, we can throw more treasure tokens at our opponent, but that's kind of like a small synergy that we have in the deck. We have things like Desert's Due. We are playing a decent amount of deserts. We have Abraded Bluffs, Bristling Backwoods. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different deserts in the deck. So Desert's Due can get pretty big. We're pretty likely to draw at least 1 or 2 deserts. So like -4/-4 is pretty good. We have like Blood Hustler and Vadmir New Blood. And of course, as kind of like good, and at Knife Point. At Knife Point has been pretty well. There's like other ways that we can commit crimes as well. The Sheriff of Safe Passage was basically like another sort of kind of 2-drop where we can get a decent amount of tokens in play. This can be a decent sized creature on its own, a little bit harder to deal with. I eventually want to kind of get out of the white, maybe splash the white, and then play either like red-black and just kind of splash some of these other cards that are in the deck. Like really, I wish that I could, cut a lot of these cards here. I would like them to be all in the same pile. So that's kind of what we're looking for. But of course, unless we start opening up better or, getting some pretty good wild cards and things like that, these cards are basically going to be in our deck. And this is the part that we kind of want to focus on the most part. Stingerback is just a really aggressive card. I mean, 4 mana 7/7, like we can get Hellbent pretty quickly, even as like a 4 mana 6/6, or like plotting this on an early turn and then getting to, dump our hand and then just play it later. So it's absolutely huge is, not nothing. So, I mean, this deck has some decent synergy kind of as like we went on. Vadmir was another card that we opened up a rare wild card in our 10 packs. So we ended up redeeming it for this just to have more kind of like crime, cards that benefit from committing crimes and things like that, or, from us committing crimes and whatnot. Prickly Pear was another card that we redeemed like a common wild card on, but a lot of our common wild cards have went to just upgrading our mana base with deserts, because again, they commit crimes and it's just kind of like a thing. And our curve's pretty low too, so the fact that we can just commit a crime with one of these and then play like a 2-drop, or play a 2-drop, commit a crime on turn 3 to get like the instant value or whatever is pretty good. So definitely a deck. This is kind of like the point of the series where, we're going to be pretty rough. We're going to be in kind of rough shape. We're definitely not going to be blowing anybody out of the water unless they stumble quite a bit. So definitely things that we have to keep in mind, and again, this series is for fun. We're trying to do kind of like our own challenge thing. So if you want to support the series and, you know, want to see it come back and everything like that, you know, be sure to subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, so you know when future videos get posted. I do a lot of Modern and Pioneer content, longer form videos and whatnot, and we're looking to be dabbling in Arena a little bit, kind of as, you know, we get closer and closer to like the Modern RCQ season, which I believe is going to be the RCQ season next season, and of course that means Standard will be right around the corner then as well. But you know, if you want to catch all that, you know, be sure to subscribe and everything like that. And check out Randy's channel, Modern with Randy, where he's actually going to be doing whatever the current RCQ season is. That's the one he's going to kind of focus on. So right now he is doing Pioneer and looking to do Modern come the next RCQ season. So with all the way, we've kind of explained what the deck's doing. We've explained the challenge as best as I can. I will find a way to put the rules and stuff in the description if anyone wants to reference back to them as well. Hopefully from now on I'll be able to post packs and stuff, and I'll have to remember to throw up the pictures and stuff here for this video. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out, let's play the deck. Let's check out our first game and everything and see how everything goes. All right, so here we are, our first game. We're going to hope for kind of an end of season push here. And I mean, this hand does things. I mean, unfortunately we have to use Jagged Barons if we want to play Vadmir, which maybe we're on the draw. I don't know. We'll see what our draw step is, but I think we need to keep this hand. Demonic Ruckus sure is. So even if we play Lava Spur Boots, I think we just need to do this. I think we need to get like Vadmir down like as soon as possible, because we do have like a turn 3 play of like we can kill one of their things. So they have another Demonic Ruckus. Do they have a 1-drop that they can play? No. So then we have Gold Pan. So we go Gold Pan. We end up having a Treasure, and then we have, I guess, double. I think whatever it is. I mean, we probably could have left up Desert to do like -3 something, but I think this explosive is not going to do anything. Huh. What is our opponent doing? So they played 3 lands and then pass, so I'm just going to attack first. They probably have like a removal spell for this. So we can go land, go Gold Pan, Lava Spur. We can just go, so it has 4 more counters on it. So interesting. So we can go Raven into Lava Spur. Sure, I guess just get as many like crime committers out there. I mean, I don't know what we want to draw. I mean, like, our hand's, you know, as good as, you know, a deck for, like, what are they doing? What is our opponent doing? So I can play Prairie Dog, equip, and then we can attack for 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, sure. I mean, if our opponent's not going to do anything, I don't know what they're set up to do. Okay, they just pass. You know, we gain a little bit of life. Go. I mean, kind of want to draw a Desert, commit some crimes, and they're going to bring the Ruckus. Is this like where they're trying to like set up like an OTK? I just don't know what else they could. Ancestral Anger, sure. Alright, so let's target them. We could go... This is a 3/4, so we can try to kill this. They just can't give it hexproof. This could be like Lauren's Escape, but I mean, we're also a deck that really can't play around it necessarily. Surge of Salvation, alright, hexproof. What does this do? Alright, prevent all damage red and blacks deal to creatures you control this turn. Alright, so we can get in with this. Yeah, and then we'll pass. So I get to flash this back. This does have Menace. Target creature gains double strike. Wow, so I mean they could. That's 16 damage. $24. I think we're dead. Yeah, we are exactly dead. Cool. We ended up getting like OTK'd by the Swift Spear. I guess we could have. I don't know. I don't know if it was like correct or not to like try to do the thing there, but I mean that's a little rough. I guess we could have potentially left up mana at some point, maybe gotten to counter our thing. We got a pack from leveling up, but we are not going to claim that pack because that is not our pack to open. So let's go ahead and get into our next match. All right, here for another game. And we kind of got to do what our deck wanted to do. This hand, we're on the play. We can play Blood Hustler, Binding Negotiation, end up putting a counter on this. I mean, we can't really be picky. Unfortunately, like the Scorching Shot is uncastable. But if we draw like a third land, all right, well, that's a little bit better of a 2-drop. Looks like we could potentially be playing against control. Just going to immediately get rid of this. Storm Chaser Dre. Okay, I don't think this is control. Let's put a counter on this. Look at their hand. Alright, this is another, like, what is this? Alright, so enchanted creature is attacking alone. It can't be blocked. Enchanted creature was used. It connives. So they have, like, all these things. So I guess the aura? But, I mean, these illuminators are so scary. I think we're pretty much, like, screwed here. I don't think there's, like, a good... I don't think there's a good take anyway, and we're basically just gonna have to like race our opponent, and our hand sucks. Our deck sucks at trying to race. You know, it's kind of wants like someone who's gonna dirtle. And I guess as long as they can't give lifelink, but the fact that this is gonna be vigilant and attack, they drew an island. A little awkward for them. So, well, I guess it drew an island, but all right. All right. Attack, go. I mean, I definitely want to draw like if we don't draw Untapped Mountain, I want to draw a red producing desert so I can put a counter on Vadmir. They have another white mana source, so I guess Illuminator, sure. I mean, chances are they drew that Adakar Waste, so like this card is basically kind of like the same thing. Whenever it comes to target spell you control. Alright, so definitely didn't learn my lesson from the other thing, but so let's get in an attack. Alright, so they can go home. I guess they could play this and give it like +1/+1. Strict toughness. Oh, yikes. Valorous Stance. Gross. So Homestead Courage. They're going to connive. I guess they can ditch the other Homestead Courage if they want to. Kind of doing things that the like heroic deck in Pioneer does on Delver. Yikes. Alright, so that's 10. Here's hoping we draw a red source as a crime-committing land. So what are the chances they give it trample? I go like Hustler, ping them, equip, go. I mean, we have Scorching Shot. We're probably past the point now. Like, I think we definitely had to draw an Untapped Mountain to deal with this Illuminator Virtuoso. Attacks by itself, it can't be blocked, so that's gonna suck. And then it connives, so yeah, our opponent, they have a Homestead Courage, so I mean, I guess, sure. that still isn't lethal. Unless I have another, like, instant speed pump spell. Yeah, I have it. Alright, cool. Sweet. So, I mean, definitely a weird way, because they could have just Homestead Couraged and, you know, just skipped all that completely and then just had us dead without conniving. But, you know, I guess, you know, all roads lead to Rome. So, let's go ahead and play another match. Let's see here if we can try it. Try to make this look like we have a chance here. So we have Nezumi Link Breaker, something we can play on one. We're going first, and I mean, I really don't like this hand at all. It doesn't really do anything. I guess we bottom the card that we can't cast. And then we'll plan on playing like Prairie Dog on 2. Hopefully we draw like another land so then we can, you know, plot Stinger back. Alright, play this, say go. Green, red. So, yeah. This is another Demonic Ruckus. Alright, so this is some other kind of like weird aggressive deck. I think I'm just going to attack, gain 2, and then hope that, again, that we just can draw a land. I mean, I want to plot the Stinger back. Do they have 1 mana removal? I'll play with fire. Go eat me. Alright, well, if they're anything like the red deck that we saw earlier, then this Keykeeper is going to be pretty amazing. So whenever it attacks... And I think I'm going to get the knife point going. Just if we keep drawing running lands, I mean, we're going to be able to, you know, Deserts do, you know, a creature and then tap another one, and then we're just going to be able to make 1/1s for, you know, every turn of the game. Demonic Ruckus. Attacks, create a red, or, you know, so I guess then they can play something else. Hop back. This spell can't be countered. You may put a... Untap it. Oh boy. So we need to kill this. Which sucks that we missed on land. Can't have you putting things into play. We ain't blocking. I guess this can block. It's a Menace Trample now, so I guess potentially trade, but I doubt it. Alright. Definitely want to draw land. Prickly Pear is not a land. So now we just... I guess we could attack with the 1/1. Missed a point there. I guess could have, like, equipped boots to this. Attacked. Howl Pack, sure. Whenever it enters the battlefield or transforms into Wild Song Howler, look at the top 6 cards of your library, maybe a creature bundle and put it in your hand. Okay. Sure, I guess. Whenever other werewolves go +1/+1, Lord Almighty. Alright, we'll tap this guy, commit a crime, make a 1/1. There's another land. Unfortunately, I think we need to play this. No attacks, pass, and then I guess they want to hit with the 5/5. 12 art, man. I think we're just going to get absolutely put into the ringer. Whenever a werewolf you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. I guess we'll tap this one. One that we, you know, have a really hard time blocking. Jump with our 1/1. Oh, it's a Keswick Wolf run on a stick. Cool. So yeah, I think we've definitely lost this game. So now they're going to draw a card. And so they're just werewolf beats. Kind of sucks that we missed lands. Now hitting running lands, but, you know, probably a little too late now. So, I mean, we'll go cast this. We can still leave up Keykeeper. I don't even think something like Eartha Joe would end up being that good, because like we end up getting like 6 pump. I guess Eartha Joe for like Sterling Keykeeper would be kind of nice. Let's do that, and we'll make another 1/1. They'll be able to attack with both target wolf or werewolf. So this is 10. I don't think it matters. 2, so 1, 2, 5, 6. So they just give it to like an unblocked one. Like if we did this. They could even like, I guess 4, 8. So they end up having 4, like 2 and 2. So that ends up being 2, 4. I don't know. I think it may, if they load up on 1, I think they win. Yeah, so that's exactly 8. Rough. So I mean, again, like we have synergies here, but they're just like not nearly as good as like other people who can kind of craft their stuff. So let's go ahead. Let's try to get one more match in. You know, this is the inaugural episode, so let's kind of give it a little bit of juice, if we will. All right, and here we are for the final match, and we'll obviously try to record some more videos and stuff like this. So, of course, if you are still watching this after, you know, all the pain and suffering that we have went through, you know, please be sure to leave a like on the video. Comment down below if there's any more arena content that you would like to see, and, of course, subscribe to the channel as well. Of course, if you're still here, our opponent mulliganed to 6, so we may get a win. Maybe. So we have... Yeah, I just want to play Nezumi. Depending on what our opponent does, like I kind of hope that they don't Demonic Ruckus, because I would not be surprised if they did. Or, I guess, okay, Shock Face, okay. This is playing like Burn. I mean, I'm definitely... Alright, well... No reason to block now. Surveil. That's probably going to be pretty good. Go Vadmir. I mean, hoping that they kind of like flood out. Of course, they might just curve out like pretty great, honestly. Top a card. Probably have like second Ancestral Rage, because that's our luck and our life, unfortunately. Really just want to get this Swift Spear off the table. We can get Swift Spear off the table. We're in good shape. Fugitive Codebreaker. When this... Let's turn face up. Discarded. I guess we'll trade here. We'll get rid of this Swift Spear, and then they have like nothing going on. So when we get in for 4, we are now the beatdown deck. I miss when Arena had like the... I wonder if... There used to be like old like fields and stuff like that where like you could... Of course, this is their last card. What does this do? As long as 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield in your control. Okay, so let's go. I kind of want to go this into this. Do this. Pass a turn. No, in my luck, this is like a way to create like 2 tokens, and then they get to make this a 4/4. Clot, Slick Shot, Show Off. Alright, well, let's make our thing bigger and eat your Godric or whatever. I think I missed out on 3 points, so let's enter the battlefield this turn. So we can go play this. Yeah, I missed out on 3 points there, so they would actually be dead. So we might actually be able to get a win. Yeah, our opponent drew a land. They have to play this to produce a blocker. Oh, they're attacking. All right, they're just dead. Yeah, wow. Hey, look at that. In the last one, we got a win, so we can actually end on a pack. Let's go, dude. Wow. Oh. All right, so I think the record is like now 6 in like 30 or something like that with this deck. But I mean, hey, like for a bunch of just like random chaff, I mean, like we're doing pretty good. So now we did get this pack from our rewards and stuff, but we will open it and stuff. We can save our gold and our gems and things like that. So let's go ahead. Let's open up this pack and see what we can do to kind of upgrade our deck. So we got another Skullduggery. That's fine. Lazav, we're not really in blue all that much, but of course we're splashing a bunch of stuff. We'll have to see how many of the other cards that we have. Notably, like unless it's standard legal in standard, we can't play any of these prosperity cards, so a little bit worse for us. Lazav might actually be interesting, just so that we can commit crimes and stuff. Supplier's not really a card we're interested in. We're not really interested in a lot of these. Even like the overzealous like muscle and stuff, I don't think that this is good as a 5-mana 5/4, but our rare is a rare wild card, so we can actually upgrade our deck quite nicely. So that's what we have. Let's go ahead and take a look at our deck and see what we can come up with. So here we are. I added the Skullduggery to the deck. We need to cut one more card, but the rare that we ended up going for is Laughing Jasper Flint. I think that this is going to be a pretty good card for us. This is a creatures you control but don't own our mercenaries in addition to their other types. So they end up triggering off of some of our, a little bit of our synergies, like at knife point, giving our outlaws and stuff, which our mercenaries are outlaws, are going to be able to give our other creatures and stuff first strike that we get from our opponent's deck. So at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top X cards of target opponent's library, where X is the number of outlaws you control. Until end of turn, you may cast spells from among those cards, and mana of any type can be spent to cast those spells. So, while our mana base is kind of jank, Jasper essentially ends up like giving us pretty good mana when casting other things. We have a decent amount of outlaws and stuff in our deck, so we're going to be able to, hopefully, if this sticks around for like a turn or two, we end up drawing 2, 3, 4, 5 cards off of this, and hopefully being able to cast some other spells. Like our cards can't be that good, but our opponent could potentially be playing some pretty good spells. So Laughing Jasper will hopefully kind of get us there as well. As we kind of whittle down on like some of the white cards and stuff like that, I mean, we could probably end up like cutting like a plains or something like that. So we end up having, that's 7, 8, 9, I guess. I can check out some stats here. We have how many lands? We have 21 lands. That's probably fine, like for a 3-mana curve, especially since, a lot of we have a decent amount of like dual lands and stuff like that. I think I'm going to keep like the Heath just for the time being. So these are cards that we don't have collected. Stick with me here. Arena. So we have land, Outlaws of Thunder Junction, just kind of see what. So we actually don't have any Soured Springs either, which is a little unfortunate. So how about collected? I don't even think we really have any. Yeah, we have like Lush Oasis, and like green is a splash, so we don't really want to like splash Lazav off of that. So Lazav is definitely something we're going to have to keep in the back pocket for cards and stuff that we're going to get. But so far, I'm actually really happy. That pack ended up being pretty good for us. Skullduggery just being another cheap way of committing crimes, and of course being a neat combat trick. And Laughing Jasper Flint could potentially be a game changer for us as well, being able to play off our opponent's deck. And of course, one day we're going to play this Gissa and we're going to get a ton of value off it. There was actually a game I played with this where I made like 2 tokens, or made 2 2/2s like every turn for, at least like 2 or 3 turn cycles and just absolutely took over the game. Just unfortunate to come and play tap, so hopefully you're not, you're kind of at parity, and this is going to absolutely take over a game. But yeah, that's going to do it for me in this video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like on the video. If you're enjoying the series or you want to see more of it, you know, also leave a like as well. Subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell so you know when future videos get posted. That's going to do it for me. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all in the next one.